Hello guys, Shourya Gupta here. Today we will learn about MySQL connectivity through Python and we will pass two queries. First, to insert the records in a table and second, to update the records in a table. For that, firstly we will import the modules which are import MySQL.connector. Now we will set up a connection object. It will link our Python environment and our SQL. For that we have to write mysql.connector.connect. Here we will pass four arguments, namely host, which is localhost by default. Now we will write user, by default it's root, then password. Password is denoted as PASSWD. Here we have to write a MySQL password, which is Kalos for me. Now we have to write the database. Database in which we will be working today is test. Now we will set up a cursor which will help us to execute our queries as well as move around in a table. Now we will write cursor, or we could choose any name for a variable. I am using cursor. For that, setting up a cursor, we have to write connection object or a variable chosen above dot cursor. Now we have to write a query in a form of string. I will name it variable as st, standing for statement. Now we will write a query. For inserting a record in a table, we have to write insert into. Now comes the table name. I have already created a table named stu having a schema like this. Three fields. First ID having a data type integer, second name having a data type varchar, and third grade having a data type character. Now we have to write insert into table name stu space values values and then bracket. Now we will pass our values for the table in the same order as our fields. As here we can see, first is ID for integer. Now for integer values, they can be passed simply by numbers 1 or any number. Now by separating it by a comma, now we have to pass name, which is a character value, as we can see varchar. Now for that we have to write it in quotes. We can pass a name like we have to change it to, because we have already inserted a record with id1 name path grade A, and we have also set up the id as a primary key so it cannot have a duplicate value. Now for grade we will again separate it with a comma and pass the value in quotes as it is also a character. We will pass it as B. Now we will simply execute this statement through our cursor, which can be done through cursor dot execute. Then we will pass a statement. Now it is a data manipulation query which brings changes to the data of a table. So in order to get that in effect, we have to write connection object for the variable assigned above dot commit. It will let the MySQL to commit to the changes done by our Python query. Now we will simply close the connection by writing connection object dot close. Now we will run this. It will give no output, but actually it will bring changes to our MySQL environment. Now we will write select asterisk stu to read all the records of a table. It will show us it has now two records, one path A and two arpit B. But prior to that, it has only one record, which is one path and A. Now we will move to the second part. We will update the record. Now for that we can simply just change this query, else all the parts will be same. Now we have to write update table name, then we have to write set. Now here we will write the changes in the values in bracket, which are, let's say we should change the grade of Arpit to A. Now we will write grade equals to, in quotes, A. Now we have to specify where these changes have to occur. So we will write a condition where name equals to ARPIT up. So it is divided into three parts. First, update table name, then set the change, then the where condition which will specify where the changes will occur. Now here we are setting the grade to A where the name is equals to Arpit. Now else are same. The connection object dot commit will also be there because it is also bringing changes to the data in a table. So if I will run this code, it has given us a error, which is okay. So we have committed an error, which is putting brackets. Now it will commit to the change. Now if you will again see the records, it is changed. Now it is set to A. So thank you. Today we have covered both the topics, inserting a record and updating the records.